G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, we've got a Catapult, who is playing as the French civilization in the color blue. Starting us off with a double scout opening and heading straight out over onto the deer herd. Looking very, very strong in this early game. The map that we're playing on is Altai, hence the very nice deer spawns that he's got. But on the other side of the map, we've got in the red trunks, playing the English, it is Mattiz. And he is going to be opening us up with what appears to be just a standard villager opening. No double scouts coming out from him. Now, I will note that the deer are in the front of his base. It's always an option to look at potentially grabbing them nice and early. But Matt is not going to be looking for that today. Just 8 villagers on food. A bit of a curious build order at this stage. Only dropping down the house and nothing else going down. No early wheelbarrow signs. No early lumber camp. No early mine. No mill. No nothing. There is nothing going on right now for Mattiz. He is just quite literally going for the 8 food and then straight into gold mining build order. So this build order, a little bit of an old school build order that we used to see. I think it works out to be 8 and 4 is how you do it. But we'll keep an eye out on Mattiz and see how he goes. Already got the mining camp coming down now for Catapult. He's looking to add in his second villagers. Got 7 villagers or 6 villagers out here on the deer. Just one in on the sheep at the moment. Double scout opening for him. He's already picked up 4 scouts up towards the north, or rather 4 sheep up towards the north, second sheep down towards the middle. And this map, of course, is Altai, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Altai, a map that is known for its long mountain ranges, and where there are no mountain ranges, there are indeed wood forests, wood ranges, ranges of forests. Yes, there is a lot of wood on this map as well. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. There is not a lot of wood on this map at all. You've got, ideally, or not ideally, but just typically, you've got 2 big forests immediately next to your base, and then there's 1 forest in the middle occasionally. And then out towards the edges of the map, you do have these smaller sort of stealth forests, but that's really it. This map is a very, very barren map when it comes to its wood resources. But down towards the back, we see 4 villagers are coming out. Catapult, got to be careful here. He's heading straight in towards the town center. He does manage to spot it out. 7 villagers did get inside that TC. I'm sure you guys saw he was looking to try and take that out. He wanted to grab some of those delicious sheep that were following along. But Matt is now going to be dropping down that age up. We see the council hall going down in the back of the base. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about this map, what we can come to expect. This is a classic matchup. I love this one. French versus English. It's a little bit of a common matchup that you see. On this map in particular, a bit rare just because French is not seen as a particularly strong civ here, just because of how easy it is to wall up. You're very capable of, getting your walls down here. You get a wall up towards this position and then just walling across like that. Really makes it very easy for you. If we take a look up there, you can see would not be a hassle whatsoever. Maybe in through the mountains is a little bit of a concern, but other than that, you should be able to seal up this base completely with probably about 100 wood. Wouldn't be at all of an issue. But yeah, we'll have a look down towards the south. In fact, you'd probably just go for a wall right here. Yeah, you'd be absolutely fine. Just wall across like that. And then you would be looking for a little bit of a wall in here, and that's going to prevent any of that early French aggression. Then at the same time, a wall over here. So that's typically why French on this map is not the strongest. But speaking of French, if you're interested in seeing some French gameplay, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you check out N4C. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description. You guys will hear me saying this in every single video. By the time this video goes live on YouTube, I'm going to be down on the ground in Berlin. I'm going to be casting N4C. I want you guys to check out the live stream. I'm going to be leaving that link in the description. You're going to see players like the Viper, you're going to see the Muslim, you're going to see Vortex, Lucifron, the Mister, you're going to see all those beasts like Beastie Cutie and Leenock. There's just so many big names that are going to be there, and it's going to be an absolute blast. But yeah, no upgrades at this point in time for Catapult. So a little bit of a surprise. Typically, you would expect to see, survival techniques or wheelbarrow coming out for these early hunting builds, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the way that he looks to go today. Catapult very heavily on the wood. Only 3 villagers on the School of Cavalry here. We'll check in with Mattiz and see how he's doing. So for anybody unfamiliar with Matt, he's quite a strong player. I think we casted a game where he was playing as, I want to say where he was playing as the Holy Roman Empire up against Viper, who was playing as the Delhi. And that was a civilization that I think at the time we weren't really expecting to be quite strong, but yeah, Mattiz pulled out some impressive, if I remember, it was Culverin micro, and that's why that game was so good. It was on Nagari, if I remember correctly, but he actually beat Viper in that game. So at the moment, I think Mattiz is sitting on the ladder about rank 130, so not too bad at all, sitting almost inside that top 100. But going to be going up against a bit of a challenge today, opening up with the barracks in anticipation for that early cavalry. We're going to see the catapult reaching the castle age, or rather the feudal age, and dropping down an archery range straight away, so he knows exactly what he's up to, or what he's in for, rather. It's going to be a double archery range that he goes for, not the... Now, I would be against this opening. I would be not against it, but I would say this is probably not the opening that you want to go for. I think one archery range is going to be more than enough, and try and work in on the cavalry. But we'll see how he goes to play. Matty's going to be coming in on the front line. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this wood for too much, or this gold mine here, too much longer. Catapult, unfortunately. Now, behind the base, it doesn't look like there's any gold that's been spawned, so unfortunately, just going to be the gold mine at the front that he's going to have to deal with. Now, he does have access to a gold mine over towards the north of his base, but completely going idle now on this gold mine, and that's going to really allow Mattis to come in, apply some pressure here, and prevent any significant mass of knights building up. We hear that absolutely terrible sound going off on the background. The wolf going to be looking to fight up against that spearman, but I tell you, I wish I could turn that sound off. If anybody's got any idea how to turn that sound off, let me know. I will quite literally go in. I will download EXEs. I will edit my registry. I don't care. I just want that sound gone. I can't stand that sound. I don't even care if there's no sound that plays. I would literally rather have 26 villagers die on a wood line than have to hear that sound, because it is just nails on the chalkboard. Nails on the chalkboard. But now, a little bit of reinforcements getting picked up here. Just the scout doing what it does very annoyingly. If he's not careful, these spears are going to be coming in. He does actually spot it out, but very annoyed, very frustrated with this. But great use of the scout here by Catapult. Catapult at the moment sitting inside the top 500, so pretty high up there on the leaderboard as well. Obviously, you know, he's not sitting up there. He's not your Viper, but still quite a contender. Now going to be pushing out with some archers as well. Going to be looking to take down these English villagers. You can see him walking up, trying to deny the pressure out early. But going to be just teeing off towards those longbows, getting outmassed, outgunned, and now losing a huge amount of units. We see one go down, we see two go down, we see three go down at the moment. So, yeah, definitely you see why it's hard to play archers into a civilization that wants to play into archers as well. And especially on a map like this, Altai, you can see that the enemy archer is always just going to have that advantage. You can barely get anything out now. And now Matt is going to be able to just sit on the archery ranges. I don't think he's actually going to be able to get any more archers out. You can see that anytime he gets the archers out, he's just going to be able to shoot them down. Manages to let that one out and survive. But we'll see how he looks to play it now, as this outpost is going to be coming up, and he's definitely going to solidify his foothold in this position. We don't see that scout going around and doing any harassment at the moment. Just a single scout up towards the north. And Catapult in a difficult position. He's got access to absolutely no gold. He needs to get up on this northern gold. And once again, trying to match his opponent, who is just going full longbows. And it's such a difficult thing to match, because you're going to be falling back towards the outpost with the network of castles bonus. You're going to be playing up against longbows, which have got a greater range, higher attack rate. Well, not a higher attack rate, but a higher base attack. And it means that it's just a very difficult matchup to win. So really you want to try and avoid losing this gold vein. So difficult spot right now for Catapult. And he finds himself in a continued struggle as Matthias is pushing in towards the town center. Town center going to be idling a couple villages here. We'll take a look at what's happening behind the lines towards Matthias's base. It looks like we don't have too many upgrades coming through at this point. No specialized pick. Any mills being dropped down at this point? Doesn't even seem like it. He is really going quite all in with this. So just obviously maintaining the bare minimum with regard to training villagers. And then at the same time now looking to invest in a little bit of technology here. Also going to be mining some stone. So probably looking to get in his arrow slit upgrades. Very strong upgrades. And just enable you to hold out a little bit more on the defense. Let's check and see whether those arrow slit upgrades are going to be coming through. He's got enough for them, and indeed they are. So going to be opting for the arrow slits upgrade. Now, I've said this in the previous video that I did. I would love to see a technology that enables arrow slits to come through. So right now you can just build an outpost and they'll be ready to go as soon as you get to age 2. Personally, I'd love to see a technology that is in the blacksmith that actually enables arrow slits to be researched, or any emplacement to be researched for that matter. And, you know, it's not going to be a big deal. All it needs to do is really just delay arrow slits from coming in. In this situation, it's not going to be impactful. We're at 9 minutes 30, but when you talk about those early aggressors, that's when it's really going to make a difference. But now you can see the consequence of losing this gold out early. He's only got the 2 knights in, and as a result, you can see that if there were any more than 2 knights, if there were 5, 6 knights, he would be just absolutely cleaning up right now, but he can't do that just simply because he would never have had access to this gold. There was this gold right up here, but you can see that Mattis never even went for it, so he would have been very able to go up there, move his units up towards that position, or his villages up towards that position. We see the arrow slits coming in on that first outpost. Second outpost has got them up. Third outpost now going to be dropped down here. A little bit of a population block at the moment for Matiz, but he's going to be able to snipe out a couple of villages. All those villages going down. I think he ends up losing 2. No textiles coming through for Catapult at this stage, unfortunately. That villager just continues to push in with those villager continues to push in with those outposts. We've now got arrow slits going to be coming through as well. Matiz is going to be trying his best to just anchor in towards the base of his opponent, and this is such a difficult play style to go up against. Ideally, he's going to need a battering ram to take this down, but such a huge investment. We can see behind this, he has actually managed to drop down the blacksmith. It doesn't look like he's gone into siege engineering as a technology just yet, but has actually found access to a secondary gold source, so not going to be opting towards this central gold source. Going to be going down towards that southern flank, or that western flank, I guess. But Matt is just looking incredibly strong with this outpost. Such a difficult force to deal with. We'll check out on the base of Mattis and see what he's up to. Looks like he's going to be going for Iron Undermesh, probably into Siege Engineering after that. Continuing to add more outposts. You can see the town center actually going to start firing towards that outpost. He's not fussed at all. He just wants to... He just wants to get more and more infrastructure in this area. Ideally, you'd probably even look to start sieging down this palisade wall just with a couple of the spears, put them to good use. And now we see the villagers, or rather the archers coming in from that point. Mattis doesn't skip a beat, immediately gets the villager inside that outpost. He's kept it in there nice and safe now. We can see some horsemen actually going to be coming out as well for Catapult, just simply because he doesn't have access to a lot of the gold that he really needs. Iron Undermesh is through now. We'll check and see whether Siege Engineering coming through just yet. Doesn't seem like it. Probably going to be the next tech that does come through. I wouldn't be surprised to see it, and watch to see how Mattis actually goes for a finishing blow here, because realistically, when it comes to playing as the French in this situation, it's all about having the cavalry mass and all about just using those archers to kill the spears. Ideally, you don't want to fight archers against longbowmen. If you use your archers to fight against longbowmen, it's going to be very difficult to actually grind away at them. We do actually see Siege Engineering has come in. We can now see +1 is going to be coming in as well, Iron Undermesh. So he'll probably look to get down a battering ram within the next couple of seconds and then begin sieging towards this position. Now, Mattis on the other side isn't going to be able to see that, so he's playing in the dark around this corner just here, as this third or fourth outpost, rather, is going to go up. Probably going to be seeing arrow slits, and there it is immediately. Battering ram coming up behind this, being very cheeky, and you can just see this is really a next level cheese at this point. We're going to enter into the cinematic mode as we begin to watch these players unfold as they try their best to battle it out. And you can see now we're going to have that battering ram come in and look to batter down the hatches towards his opponent. Matty is going to be definitely on the defensive here. Of another outpost now coming down here, and this is just a very disgusting English playstyle. I got to be honest with you guys. Mass outposts, mass archers. You know, this really is... I'm starting to feel more and more, the more games I watch of Age of Empires 4, the more worried I get with the direction that we're going with regard to offensive outposts. People are just using them with such potency, and now you can see the longbow is going to be trying their best to take out the horsemen and the knights on the front line. Spears coming in, but you can see the short range on the archer is going to mean that they can barely trade in with those units. At the same time, he's got these outposts that are just laying down waste, and now they gets a nice little charge through. You can see on the back line, the spears going to be dropping down their big spears on the ground and trying to prevent those charges from happening. He's doing a pretty good job of thinning out the numbers, but now reinforcements going to be coming in, an additional sheep as well, looking to get in on the action. More reinforcing spears going to be backing up here. So many units, and you can just see the longbows just sniping out all the archers from his opponent. This is part of the reason why it's so damn hard playing this matchup and not opening with that cavalry or losing that gold mine. And now you can see Mattis just completely overrunning his opponent. The numbers here are absolutely insane when it comes to the difference between the two. And we can take a look right now at the military count. We got 42 for Mattis, 13 for Catapult. Catapult not looking very strong at the moment, unfortunately. And yeah, he's trying his best to hold on, but realistically, when you've got your production on this front side of the battle and all the enemy longbows on the back side, it really makes it difficult. Siege Engineering now coming in as well. Battering ram going to be going down for Mattis. He is looking to try and finish off this game. Obviously, getting the outpost in forces his enemy to invest into a battering ram himself, forces him into that Siege Engineering. But now Mattis is going to be looked to doing the same thing. He's got plenty of longbows out, so he's not too fussed about how it manages to go. Is he still sitting on single barracks? This is impressive stuff from Mattis. Like, this is really impressive macro. The fact that he is sitting on 2 production buildings. We're at 14 minutes. Literally, all he's doing is making villages and making military. That is it. Like, he would literally just be like occasionally pressing Q on his barracks, occasionally pressing Q on his council hall, and occasionally pressing Q on his town center. And his macro is all worked out. He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to think. So very, very complex Civ to play. I guess we'll say that, the English. But now going to be looking to siege down this School of Cavalry. You can see there's quite a bit of tech coming up behind this, as well as the Double Knight. And it looks like Catapult going to tap out on this one. Mattiz appears to be the superior siege engine in this case. Good game over to him. Now, fellas, make sure you check out N4C. I'm going to be casting that live on the ground in Berlin, and I'll be sure to catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.